Hey everyone, welcome to Storytime with Andy. That's me, and I'm so glad you're here to read with us today. We have a book today called The Adventures of Beekle the Unimaginary Friend, and that's Beekle right there. And be sure to get your crayon or your pencil, marker out and a piece of paper, because when we're done reading, we're going to draw Beekle. And I'll tell you a little bit about Beekle. He is born on an island where imaginary friends are born. And he waits and he waits and he waits to be imagined, and it doesn't happen, so he has to go out and find his friend, okay? So this is all about friendship and imagination. It's really cool to see all of the other imaginary friends in the book, and so I hope you are ready to read The Adventures of Beekle.
The Adventures of Beekle the Unimaginary Friend by Dan Santat. He was born on an island far away where imaginary friends were created. Here they lived and played, each eagerly waiting to be imagined by a real child. Every night he stood under the stars, hoping for his turn to be picked by a child and given a special name. He waited for many nights, but his turn never came. His mind filled with thoughts of all the amazing things that were keeping his friend from imagining him. Maybe his friend was too busy reading or learning how to play the guitar, baking, or learning how to juggle. So rather than waiting, he did the unimaginable. He sailed through unknown waters and faced many scary things. But thinking about his friend gave him the courage to journey on until he reached the real world. The real world was a strange place. No kids were eating cake, and no one stopped to hear the music, and everybody needed nap time. Then he finally saw something familiar, so he followed. He had a good feeling about this place, but he looked everywhere, and he still could not find his friend. He climbed to the top of a tree and looked out, wishing and hoping his friend would come. But no one came. He thought about how far he'd come and how long he'd waited, and he felt very sad. Then he heard a noise below. Hello? Her face was friendly and familiar, and there was something about her that just felt right. At first, they weren't sure what to do. Neither of them had made a friend before. But after a little while, they realized they were perfect together. Beekle and Alice had many new adventures. They shared their snacks, they told funny jokes, and the world began to feel a little less strange. And together, they did the unimaginable. The end.
All right, everyone, we are ready for my favorite time of the video, which is drawing time. So get your marker, get a pencil, get a crayon, get anything you like to draw with, and we are going to draw the very cover of our little book here. This is Beekle, and as you can see, he kind of just has a kind of like a marshmallow shape, I guess. Just kind of a big blob. He's got one cute little hand waving right there, a three-pointed crown, and just a little bit of a belly sticking out, okay? So I'm gonna set that over there so you can see Beekle as we draw, and we're gonna start with the crown, okay? So kind of in the, closer to the top of your page, just kind of draw a line straight across. That's the bottom of the crown. And then we're going to draw 3 points on it, okay? There is your crown, easy peasy. Now we're gonna come down this left side and stop right about here so we can come up and make his arm. So come down until you're about that far and then kind of curve it up, and we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of little waves of fingers, okay? He's just kind of got chubby little fingers. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then bring that arm right back in, okay? You see it? All right, cool. And then we're gonna keep bringing this line all the way down to his legs, okay? So there's his left side. We're gonna hop on over to the right. Kind of looks like a half of a ghost right now, huh? But we'll make sure he has some shape. So come on over here. We're gonna draw all the way over to this arm here. So kind of swing out just a little bit and don't go all the way down because his arm is kind of hanging at the side of his body. And then come right back up here and draw a line straight down to about the same length as that. So those are his legs there. All right, so we need to draw a line for his tummy here. So kind of in the middle of these two lines, just kind of do like a smiley face, and we'll come back to that later and give it a little bit more shape. And now you can draw your legs. So from the middle of this, you've got one leg here. Leave a little bit of room, but not too much. He's got some pretty thick legs. And then his feet are just kind of little curves like that, right? And he has two tiny kind of like little beady eyes. They're not very big. 1, 2. And just a tiny thin kind of crooked smile, kind of like that, right? And if you watched our video about the book, What to Do with an Idea, we talked about shading with your pencil, and we're gonna do the same thing here. So if you have a pencil, and remember this only works with a regular pencil, it does not work with a colored pencil. So if you wanna shade, you can grab your pencil, and where his belly is, see how it's dark over here? Just kind of start making some curvy lines with your pencil. And then when you think you got enough color on there, grab your finger and kind of start smudging it a little bit. This is fun because you kind of get to get a little bit messy. And see how it already just makes his belly look kind of pudgier, gives it a little bit more shape, makes it look like it's coming off the page, right? So you can do that with the inside of his legs if you want to a little bit, or you can just grab a crayon and go nuts and just color him however you want, right? Because that's the fun part about drawing. You just get to do whatever you want. So we can draw that little curb there. He's standing on the side of the road, waiting for a bus to come by. And if you want, see how he's standing there next to a dog? You can even draw a little doggy there, huh? And that'd be really fun. So we will go ahead and draw the name of the book on here. And it's big letter B, E, whoops, haha, E, K, L, E. Beekle. There we go. There's our Beekle buddy today. Hope yours looks great. I'm sure it does. All right, I hope you liked the adventures of Beekle, and I hope you had fun drawing him. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Baymax, right? If you've seen that movie. Just, you know, kind of big and white and puffy. I really like him. So I hope you had fun drawing, and I bet that I will see a drawing from my two friends, Isabella and Gabriella D. in North Carolina. They are always showing me their story time with Andy drawings, and so I can't wait to see your drawing today, girls. If you drew along with us today or in any of the other videos, I'd love to see it. Just put it on Facebook or Instagram so I can check out what a good artist you are. All right, that's all we've got today, everybody. As always, stay well and keep reading.